Hi, board members. This is Dana, and I just wanted to do a sample presentation so that there would be time before February 24th to express any concerns or suggestions or ask any questions that you might have about the presentation I plan to give to the Board of Supervisors. And from this point on, I'll just go ahead and present as if I am speaking to the Board of Supervisors, not of ADHC. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Dana Murguia, and I am a board member at Adult Day Healthcare Center of Mad River. And I'm also married to one of the participants there, and I'm excited to be able to share the services that are available at the center. I'd like to start by asking you all a question. Have you ever known someone whose health is becoming more fragile? Perhaps they've had a heart attack and went into a hospital, then a nursing home, and now they're ready to return home, but certainly not ready to be all alone. Perhaps someone else is with a family. It could be a family member or a friend who has some kind of progressive disease, and they gradually begin to need care and eventually can't be left alone. That person typically isn't able to do the things that most of us take for granted, like getting out of bed, putting on their clothes, brushing their hair, taking a shower, making their food, driving, maybe even walking, and sometimes they even need help with things like toileting. And of course, an essential part of being a human being is that we want to remain involved in our community and have those relationships and social interaction that make us, that keep us thriving. So these are the people that could absolutely benefit from a place like ADHC. And we like to say that ADHC is the place to be. First of all, there are recreational activities like bingo that tend to be very popular. Also, singing, dancing, live music, table crafts, activities, even group outings like holiday shopping that would not be possible for someone isolated at home. There are things like physical therapy that are so important in maintaining mobility for someone who is not able to exercise on their own. And there are also skilled nurses at ADHC who provide care and intervention while working closely with caregivers and also primary physicians to meet medical needs. The social workers at ADHC give individual or group counseling for not only participants but also their caregivers, and they offer resources, referrals, and coordination with other service providers to make sure that nothing falls through the cracks. Everybody that goes to ADHC gets a hot meal at lunchtime and a nutritious snack, and dietary counseling is available by a registered dietitian. And for people with Alzheimer's and dementia, there is a specialized program that's located in a safe and secure environment so that people who have early or late stage dementia are well taken care of. And one of the most important features of ADHC is that even if you use a wheelchair and aren't able to drive, there is door-to-door van service available to people living in Eureka, Arcata, Blue Lake, McKinleyville, and Fieldbrook. So our big ask today is that you please help us spread the word that ADHC is the place to be for the people that we've described earlier, and we're going to talk a little bit more about. For you all, you may have questions about how relevant this is to Humboldt County. And in Humboldt, people who are 65 and older, that particular population is projected to more than double in size between 2010 and 2020. So that's a 62% increase. The number of caregivers is also continuing to grow. 29% of the population cares for either a family member or a friend. So in Eureka, Arcata, McKinleyville, and Blue Lake, that amounts to 6,085 people, one of whom stands before you. How many people could actually benefit from ADHC? So, for the population of people 65 and older, there is a 68% chance that they will become disabled in at least two activities of daily living. So, the things that I described earlier, like getting dressed, brushing their teeth, taking a shower, walking, driving, etc. And also of being cognitively impaired. So for Eureka, Arcata, and McKinleyville, that means about 4,426 individuals. How about the disabled? Well, there are 1,194, 14% of the non-institutionalized physically disabled people in Humboldt who experience complex activity limitations. So in lay terms, they're just not able to fully participate in socialization, maintaining a household, working, pursuing their hobbies, visiting friends, and going to the movies or sporting events. Again, things that most of us take for granted. So, bar none, social interaction is the main benefit to participants. And I base this on my very scientific data of just taking a poll of everyone at Adult Day and asking them, what's your favorite thing about coming here? So the person on the left is my husband, and he had to retire in 2013 due to his multiple sclerosis, and he is an extremely social individual. And it made me extremely sad to watch him have to just sit at home alone every day. And that's his friend John on the right. Both of them share a great love for music and have a wonderful time during the day. And I know that he's in very, very capable hands. And Daniel, my husband, absolutely loves the staff at ADHC. So again, the unique thing about ADHC is that it's a one-stop shop, and that is a great benefit to families and caregivers because instead of having to make a ton of multiple appointments and drive all over, spending hours and hours in waiting rooms just to receive care, which of course is really impractical and hard on the participant as well as their family caregiver, ADHC is a place where participant needs are met all in one spot. Again, that includes rehabilitative therapies that are so important to this population, like physical, occupational, and speech therapy, individual and group counseling. It would simply be impossible to meet these needs without unlimited amounts of time and possibly money. And this is just a picture to show that there really is something for everyone at ADHC. I love this. This is a Braille bingo board, and this participant was having a fantastic time, and I did ask to take his picture. So part of growing older is that our treasure chest of stories is overflowing, and that wisdom is a gift that is wasted if not shared. And this is Victor. He is a World War II hero who fought at the Battle of the Bulge. And as you can imagine, he enjoys sharing his stories with the other participants and staff at ADHC. ADHC is also a way to continue working. So I myself would not be able to hold my day job as a project manager or run my small business in Humboldt County without ADHC. The only way I can afford to work and not have to quit in order to become a full-time caregiver, thereby losing my job and relying on some form of government assistance for survival, is thanks to ADHC. So as you can imagine, I am eternally grateful. And this is Julia on the right, and her mom is Carolyn, who is actually the president of the board, and she expresses the same gratitude that there's no way she would have been able to continue her work as an art teacher and school bus driver in McKinleyville did she not feel that Julia was in safe hands and enjoying her day playing Scrabble with her friends at ADHC. So, some easy ways to help ADHC achieve its goals and to continue to provide its services. The first and easiest thing to do is just refer a friend or family member to ADHC, and they will always figure out a way to make it work. That's the phone number, 822-4866. And, pay should never be a concern. People can take tours and check out the facility anytime with a simple phone call. Our main goal is really to increase attendance. That's how we can afford to keep the doors open for the many people who need ADHC. And of course, every tax deductible donation matters. So if anyone else happens to inquire about how they could possibly help, of course, spreading the word is most important to those folks who know someone or who they themselves have health that's becoming more fragile. You see and observe that the family's becoming more and more worried about leaving that person alone, and yet they all want to remain together as a family. We all know that home is where we thrive, and an institution is not the best place for anyone to live. So whenever someone needs more care and possibly can't take care of themselves, ADHC is a wonderful alternative. Donations, of course, are always appreciated, and there are great opportunities to volunteer in the garden that's right next to the facility. It is absolutely beautiful. Leading games or a craft or activity is another wonderful way to spend someone's time. So thank you all very much. I know that you're very busy people, and I do appreciate the opportunity to come share this wonderful Humboldt County service with you. And I hope that you feel compelled to share it with others. Again, people can call ADHC at any time, and that is the website to jot down so you can take a visit and possibly make a tax-free donation. Thank you all, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.